Hello, we have done a couple of videos about the Cunard chips and about the different classes of accommodation you can get, and this is going to be the third in the series, which makes it sound really posh, but it isn't. We're just trying to help people make a decision as to what they want. This is a Britannia class room, so you would eat in the Britannia dining room, and let's go in and see the difference between the Princess room, the Queen's and the regular one. So obviously the Britannia class is significantly more affordable, less expensive, cheaper. Doesn't matter what adjective you use, it's your budget. You know what you can afford, and these videos are not about judging. These videos are to give you information. So I'm going to ask my husband, who's my intrepid cameraman, to turn around and to allow me to get in the bathroom. Now this is, if I'm being honest, one of the big differences. Obviously, this is a much smaller room, but it's perfectly adequate. I mean, it's a lovely little room. Now, the bathroom, all bathrooms have a step so that they can get the plumbing in. Now, if you remember in my Princess video, I was like, oh, this is huge. You know, you can, again, 6 foot wingspan. I am touching things. If you want to look at the floor, there really isn't, my rear end's on the sink. There really isn't room in here for two people, but that's not a problem. You can do what you need to do. You still get the lovely Penhaligon, which I still don't know what this is, doesn't mean anything to me. Toiletries. You, again, a little thing to not pack is cotton buds and Q-tips. I know it sounds stupid, but every little bit helps. There is actually quite a lot of space in here. All of this opens up, so you could put stuff in there if you wanted. There's a little bin here, so you can get rid of things. Obviously, if you need any more towels, the stewards are lovely. They will in just a moment. Yes, it's a shower curtain. It's very small, but you can get clean. So I don't know what else you need of it. And you get robes. So please don't pack robes. There's no point in packing robes. There's a long mirror, so when you're all glammed up for evenings, then you can do it. We've got a case in here, but there's, you know, tons of room in here. There are little hangery things here, so if you brought your own hangers, you could have more hanging space, but we haven't brought that much stuff. We're only doing a transatlantic. Obviously it has a safe, it has your life jackets, we have more of our junks. There's, there you go, the drawer of Grundies. Of course I picked the one with the underwear in. 4 drawers, plenty of room, and this is tons of space. If you want, I believe the stewards will take away your case, but we had so much space left over, there was no point in asking. This is 2 people for a 7-day cruise. We've got 3 more days in England, so this is 9 days for us of clothes. To be honest, we've probably overpacked, but that doesn't matter. Adjoining cabin, obviously, we actually aren't with anyone, or we're with our sons, but they're in a different cabin. This is just locked, so we don't have to worry about it. If I can get my husband to just turn around. Nice little bedside tables with a drawer, more stuff. I actually use my side a little bit more. I've got things stoofed in there. Every room, in the Britannia class, this is a balcony. We have a little seating area. I have 2 6-foot sons, and the 4 of us can sit in here quite nicely, although somebody sits on the bed. This will quite happily seat 2. Every room, and this is my own personal favourite, comes with its own kettle. And I know that sounds really silly, but I feel very guilty when I have to phone up room service and say, please may I have a cup of tea? Whereas now I don't have to. Of course you can still phone them up and say, may I have a cup of tea? Because I'm too lazy to get out of bed and make my own cup of tea, but that's down to you. Those are, they call it a hairdryer. Tell me, I assure you it isn't, but you know. We throw all of our electronics in a drawer because we're here to unplug. So there's that. And then there is a little mini bar sort of thing. You do get, I think if you're a first ship, it's first cruise, it's a half bottle. If you do more than one, you get a full bottle of Chateau Gangway. It's perfectly reasonable. Prosecco, bubbly, something to celebrate. And of course you have the nice bubbly glasses. Because we really like fresh air, we always get a room with a balcony. So now we've chosen a fantastic day to do this with, because as you can see, you can't see, this is the North Atlantic. This is July, but that's not going to affect the North Atlantic. It doesn't give a hoot as to what time we're here. The balcony is gorgeous. This is, I think, Laura B, that's Bravo Vector. 6x6 balcony by here, probably 9 foot. I'm guessing, don't quote me on that. Please don't sue me because it's actually 8'6". 2 lovely chairs that they would actually recline. So designed you can actually get quite comfy up here. Somewhere to put your feet. And this cabin gives us all of the entertainment. It gives us fantastic shows every night. It gives us the insight lectures, which are my own personal favourite. They have the most random people on, and you learn the most awesome things. We had a lecture yesterday about pirates. So apart from the temptation to wander around going, "Arr," it's actually very interesting because this gentleman had this theory about pirates and international terrorists and crimes against humanity. Today we have a lecture. We've been to 2 lectures today. One about the Greatest Generation. It was all about a battle of the Bulge. It had 2 veterans as one of their special themed cruises, and that was spellbinding. I've never been to anything quite like it. And then we had one today as well about Magna Carta. You have to do afternoon tea. That's, you know, just whether you go to the Queen's room and you have the people serve you with white gloves and they come around with these gorgeous little sandwiches, or you run up to the buffet and you get exactly the same food without any of the fuss or grandeur. Having been in the Princess class, the suites, and the Queen's class, that's the real difference. When you are in those classes, the dining rooms open at 6 and they go till 9. Again, that might be slightly different on some of the ships and some of the itineraries, but you have your own table and you decide when you're going to go. When you are in this class, you are told when to eat. You either eat at 6 or you eat at 8:30. But one thing that I have been genuinely impressed about Cunard is the little details. The pillows are velvet, and they're a really good quality velvet. The linens that you're sleeping on are pure cotton. They are very high thread count, and our bed looks a little bit crumpled, but that's because we've been, as you can tell by the junk in the room, this isn't our first day here, this is our 3rd or 4th day here, so I wanted to live with the room before, you know, so we could give an honest feedback to it before we said, oh, it's tiny, because it isn't. But having lived in it for 3 days, I can honestly tell you it's everything you need. There is no wasted space here, but I'm not missing it. If my husband wants to sleep and I want to read, I can read on the balcony or I can read on the sofa. I think I have prattled on quite enough. I hope you found this useful and probably not entertaining because it's more of an information video, but we are in no way affiliated with Cunard. We are not paid by Cunard, we pay them. We just know that we'd have liked some of the information we got, A, before we packed, and B, when we were deciding what to do and what class of accommodation to get.